Oh, here it is, folks. The Savage 10 tabletop review. I feel like nothing fancy right now talking about this. This is a really nice gun. I just picked it up 2 days ago. Actually, I take it back 3 days ago. And I got to shoot it for the first time today. Now, the reason why I bought this rifle is I have never had a tactical, bolt action 308 type rifle. I've always, thought, that'd be pretty cool to do some long range shooting. I have a Springfield M1A. It's actually a national match one that came out of the late 60s. And that thing's, pretty dang accurate, but as we all know, piston-driven semi-automatics aren't exactly as accurate as bolt actions. And for a long time, especially these past few months, I really looked hard into Remington 700s. I figured, you know what, the Marine Corps' M40 and the Army's M24 are both based on Remington 700s. So why not look into those? And I was really looking into them. There were a couple things I didn't like. I don't like, on the SPS models, those Hogue stocks. I love Hogue grips on pistols, but on rifle stock, that's going to move around, and the Texas heat, unless I'm shooting only in wintertime, heck, even sometimes in winter it gets up to the 80s, but it's going to get hot, and that stock's going to move around. It's going to touch the barrel, throwing off the accuracy. A lot of accuracy is about harmonics. You don't want stuff touching your barrel. But, I talked to my dad about it, who's, my authority on guns. He's got 60 plus years being around them, working for Colt, working for Faxon Firearms, his time in the military. He's a Vietnam vet. And, I've owned some pretty accurate bolt guns. I've owned, I have those ultralights, which are scary accurate. Winchester Model 70s. My Colt H-Bar Elites, as accurate as a semi-automatic I've ever shot. But my dad's always said Savage makes a great rifle in terms of out-of-the-box accuracy. So, I happened to come across a Savage 10 on the internet. Went out, met the guy, looked at it, liked what else he had, for sale, and ended up buying it. And at first, today, when I got on the 100-yard range after I dialed in for 25 yards, I was a little bit disappointed. Then once I finally got in, I was shooting some right to bear arms, 168 grain, AMAX, which is, the VMAX type stuff, ballistic tips. I shot two really good 3-shot groups. My first 3-shot group was about 1 inch to 1.25 inches. One was, the first one was off, and the next two, those were touching. And then the third one, that was clover leafed. And at the end of this video, you'll see a picture of it. It was off a bench, 100 yards, about 90-degree heat today. So, once I finally got this thing, tuned in, it was, kind of warm on the barrel. And as you can tell, it's got a really stout bull barrel on it. Still got the iron sights, came from a factory like that. Or at least, that's what the guy we bought it from said. And once those barrels get hot, and they stay hot for quite a while. One of the things I really liked about this is it came with an aftermarket stock. This is a Bell & Carlson Classic, black with that, they call it the spiderweb finish. A little bit of gray in there. I might camo it later. I'm going to camo 2 of my ARs. I might get camo crazy. But it's an amazing 308 rifle. The scope, it's a Bushnell Banner 4x12. That's what came on it. Got some quick detach rings. We'll pan around and show those off. Get some better light on these. As you can see, quick detach. You know, they're not arms or anything, but they're solid mounts. I really like this stock because that was something I was going to have to do if I got a 700. I was going to have to replace the stock. We all know aftermarket stocks, H&S, Macmillan's, those will cost more than the gun does. Another nice thing is this got the oversized, handle, which makes it a little bit easier to get hold of it. Rack it, put it in. As you can tell, the gun's on safe. The safety is a little bit different, just because I'm so used to having, Winchester Model 70s, where they have the wing one on some of the older ones, because we owned a lot of the pre-64 models, or on my ultralights where it's right here. It's right here, which gives it ambidextrous control. If you're a left-handed shooter who could not find a left-handed rifle. That third shot group, before I get completely off topic, well, not third, the second 3-shot group, clover leafed, all three, touching, partially in the same hole, and you can't get more excited than that, I guess. Well, I was pretty pissed off. I want to put every shot in the exact same hole. The tack driver term, I guess, so to say. But the funny thing about Savages is they're regarded as one of the most accurate out of the box guns. And today, it definitely showed me, hey, it's a pretty accurate gun. But the trigger is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I have AR-15s that have better factory triggers than this one does. I even adjusted a little bit. Oh, I almost knocked the camera stand over. You can see that video. I'll post a link to that. How to adjust the trigger on a pre-AccuTrigger Savage. So my options are either take it to a gunsmith, because the only option I have left with the adjustment on it is for them to go in, file stuff down, polish it, and I'm not skilled enough for that. Or to buy an aftermarket trigger. But overall, I think this is a really good gun. I'm wanting to start trying doing some long distance shooting. That's why I wanted a 308 bolt action tactical rifle. We all want to be a Tom Berenger from Sniper. I don't want to be Mark Wahlberg. Tom Berenger's a lot fucking cooler. Yep, Tom Berenger. That's who we all want to be. Or we all want to be Private Jackson from Saving Private Ryan. Barry Pepper. He was pretty cool. But he's got a Springfield 1903. A little bit different. But overall, I was extremely satisfied with this rifle. I got this in a lot, kind of like a package deal with a Anderson arms lower, this, the original stock, 3 Wilson Combat Mags, a Blackhawk close quarters, carbon fiber holster, and a box of 45 long Colt. All that for $1,050. So $1,050, couldn't pass it up. All that stuff. Guy had some more stuff, but stuff that'd be nice to have, but nothing that was a necessity. Hopefully I'll get to shoot some hogs with this thing. They're getting kind of overpopulated here in Texas, so hogs are always good to shoot. If I were to give this gun a score, it's kind of hard to give a definite score, because there is the potential to keep on upgrading it, to put a better optic on it, to put a new aftermarket trigger, or get a trigger job done, where this could become a one-hole gun at 100 yards. We all know 308s with this 24-inch barrel have the capability of being 1,000-yard rifles. And that's one of the big advantages over the Remington 700 that this thing has. Those SPS models only have a 20-inch barrel. A 24-inch barrel, you're going to get the maximum velocity out of your round. So overall, I'd probably give it a 9. I take that back. I give it an 8.5. You know, the standard, I guess, just because that trigger. That trigger is really really rough. So yeah, a solid 8.5. You know, almost a 9. It's hard to beat this thing really. And that, folks, is my tabletop review of the Savage Model 10 FP. Trying to be like nothing fancy right now, except I'm not as good at video editing as that man.